So today we're going to assemble the solo stove pizza oven cart. Came in a box, very easy. Took the parts out, very well packaged by the way. Total weight was about 40 pounds. So you start with this cross member beam here, and it's very well labeled. Number one leg goes with number one cross beam there, and two, three, and four. The caster's already pre-installed. So there you go. Now the next step would be putting the tray for the propane tank. So that's where the propane tank would sit on, and it's attached with four screws. The screws do have washers on them. So those four screws will help increase rigidity and stabilize this whole structure here. So it's a very ingenious design, very simple. I usually just start the screws by hand and finish up with a tool later, just to ensure I don't cross thread any screws here and mess it up. So I'm not going to make it super tight yet. Just make sure that it's snug, I guess you can say. So that's it for that lower part. So the second part, or third part, will be attaching the leg extensions. So leg extension, it also has numbers on them. So 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. From here, this is pretty much from the instruction manual, and it's attached by those two holes with screws. But we're gonna stop here because this is actually not what it worked out to be. We actually found that we could not put that leg extension to the tabletop there. It wouldn't line up, and the screws were. I couldn't do it without cross-threading it. So my solution was to take the legs out. So that's why I didn't want you to put those screws in yet. So we're going to attach the leg extension directly to a tabletop. And for some reason, this allowed us to just go in completely normal. So I guess one by one is a little bit had better alignment or something like that. But I could hand tighten those or hand start those screws without any issue of cross threading. Of course, cross threading is when you can feel the resistance and you know that's not going in. So as you can see, this one is very easy. Get started and spin it pretty much very easily without any tools. So I made sure that it didn't have any mess up the screws or the threads on there. So I'm going to just finish up a little bit, just snug it up without making it too tight yet. Just make sure there's a little leeway, that way we can attach this leg extension to the base here. So one goes to 1, 2, 2, etc. And if I had another person, that would have been easier. But the other possibility, if you had one person like me doing this, you can probably lay on the side and probably be the same or better, easier way of attaching this together. But I got it done. Use my head a little bit to lift it up and support it, just like the second person would have done. Just reline it and it just drops right in. So when that's done, I can put the tray in again, and this tray has notches in there that will lay on top of these screws that I had put on earlier. And just lay the screw in the notches on 4 sides. So once that's on, I put on the 2 screws from leg extension to the base here, just like the instructions on. So pretty much done now on pretty much what the instruction would tell you. So of course I hand thread these again, or hand tighten them, just to make sure we're not cross threading them. Make sure it's the right way. And you do have to kind of wiggle it a little bit sometimes. So now that's done. It's kind of snug, but not completely tight. I'm gonna put on the two side tables, I guess you call, or wings. So you would put, and you would use a step screw. So step screws only have threads halfway along the length. So the last part would be where the bracket would go. So that allows it to not hurt the threads and move freely. So just hand tighten these a little bit. So do pretty much the same thing on both sides. This will be where a little hook will hook onto the table when it's up. So pretty much that's really it. So now we'll just test it out. So that hooks onto that screw there. And to undo it, you would just, so I'm going to tighten all the screws here. Make sure everything's tight. So this is final. So pretty much the car is done at this point. Make sure everything's tight. So you can see, just lift it up, and it goes down, and it folds very compactly. It's very useful. I really like this car. This is on artificial grass, and it's very stable still. It's not that hard to move around. Then the last part for the installation is to have a cosmetic cover to cover the propane tank. And it's actually very easy to well because those the bar there that hangs this I guess privacy curtain here, it's very flexible. And on the bottom here it's magnetic, so it allows you easy access to the propane tank. So you do the same thing on all four sides. Only the front has the logo. So very bendable, very easy to put on. So once that looks very nice and classy. So I'll put it on, get the propane tank, put it in here. So it takes a 20-pound propane tank. So there's a little set screw on the bottom there to make sure the tank doesn't go anywhere after it's in here. So this one's go down. There you go. So that's set. So now comes my pie stove here. It has a little indentations on the tabletop. It's supposed to fit this one as well as the newer one, the Prime, I think. And I think even it fits all the stoves. Thank you for watching. Hope you liked it. Hope it helped some people.